Hey everyone, it's Anna. Before getting into today's episode, I wanted to give a quick trigger warning. We're covering body image today, and there are a few things that come up related to bulimia and anorexia. We bring it up a couple times throughout the episode, so you can either skip through those parts or you can just skip the episode as a whole. With that said, let's get into it.
Welcome to the Naked Peaches.
I'm Anna.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Sierra.
Yay, it's episode 2.
So exciting. A little terrified. I wonder if we'll have 4 people listening this time instead of 3. People are invested in what happened to Anna's labia. Where did she go?
I'm hoping to have answers in a couple weeks after my doctor's appointment, so we'll see. I'll keep everyone updated.
It's a reason to keep listening.
Yeah.
Hey, should we get into our topic for this week?
Not gonna lie, what's our topic?
Body image.
Yeah, body image, self-love.
Self-love,
cool.
body image stuff.
I will not be starting.
Okay. I can go first. I'm scared.
I just have a lot to unpack.
Yeah, it's like, okay, is it going to be an hour-long story that I tell, or am I going to be able to condense it down? Okay, body image. I feel like this is really relevant because obviously we're boudoir photographers, so we deal with body image all the time. It's something we talk to like almost all of our clients about, and it's like, you know, it comes into play in what we do every single day because people are coming to us because they want to improve their body image by seeing like these beautiful photos of themselves. A lot of the time they've been on like a self-love journey. Sometimes we get people who are like in a great place with it, which I love, but I feel like more often than not, it's like people are at some stage of the journey like still kind of struggling to, you know, nobody's like, I'm 100% happy with my body all the time.
No, I feel like it's really actually very rare when we have clients come in that are like in an okay place with it.
Yeah.
Although I will say that during the image reveals, a lot of them are like so floored by what they see, and they're like, I've never like looked at myself this way before. Like, I can't believe this is me. Like, they're so happy with it, and it's like fun to be a part of that process.
I mean, I was floored when I saw my ass from my photos. I was like, that's not what I thought it was.
Your ass is incredible.
Yeah, that's like the best feeling when you see the photos and you have that thought of like, oh, I didn't actually have to change anything in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
But so like I will talk a little bit about my journey, and I feel like this is something I feel like a lot of our clients can relate to, but like we're all in our early 30s, so we grew up in the 2000s, which was like the worst time ever for
the
like body image.
skinniest of skinny. Like most of our idols were anorexic, truly, or bulimic. We're so skinny. Like I'm thinking of like Mary Kate and Ashley, right?
Mm-hmm. Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton, Misha Barton, like idolize all those girls. Nicole Richie.
The peak of low-rise denim.
Yes, low-rise denim, showing off your lower stomach, the place where like you can't ever be fully flat because you have to have fat there to protect your organs, and we were supposed to have flat lower stomachs. It was just like it was a dark time, you know, like all these like people on the magazines were so fucking skinny, and it was like, you know, you would like, I feel like it was just okay to like call girls fat and sluts and ugly.
God.
And it was
that's
just
all
like,
I ever did. I was like such a pick me girl. I'm like, oh my God, I just like to hang out with the guys. Yeah, fucking right. I look back, hanging out, those guys are fucking losers and so boring.
I know. And I'm so glad like the culture has changed so much that like it's not cool to be like a pick-me anymore, because that's what was cool when we were younger. And like
I'm just a boys girl. Mm-hmm. I'm just like so cool.
I'm not like other girls.
I'm not a slut. Newsflash, I was.
Well, and it was so this horrible thing where it's like, oh, like if you're like kissing a lot of guys, or like even like not even like having a bunch of sex, just even like seeming easy in any kind of way, it was so just immediately like, oh, you're disgusting or whatever. But then the guys were always, oh, he's so cool. Like, he gets so many girls.
Yes.
Which is like still a thing. I feel like it's like gotten better, but it's still a thing.
For
like,
sure.
Yeah. I will say, like, growing up in that time, I didn't really have body image issues because I did have the ideal body for that time. But how slut-shamed I was horrible. Like, before I even had kissed a guy, they're like, you're a slut, you fuck guys. I was in the 6th grade. I'm like 11. Like, so just had like started my period a couple years prior, and like that was the story about me on the street, was that I was this big hoe. And like I can't even imagine like my 11-year-old daughter going through that.
I know. It's so crazy when you think about like these things and like the things people would say and how young you were when that all happened. Like, I was 13 when I became bulimic, and like I think about that now, and like the kids I know, like, Ezra's 11.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally a child. Like, and I was only 2 years older than that. And it's so crazy to me that that's what I was doing at that age.
Well, when I think about Ezra too, he's 11, and that's about the age I was in 6th grade. I was like one of the younger kids. And I remember like wearing a skirt to school, and this boy in my grade literally pretended like he dropped something and put his like head in between my legs to look up my skirt. And I just can't even imagine like my son doing something like that.
So frightening.
Yeah. Like boys did that kind of stuff to me all the time.
Yeah. And I feel like that was much more of that was like an age of parenting where it was like boys will be boys was still...
Yeah.
I mean, there's still fucking dumbass parents who, like, parent their kids that way. But, like, I feel like everybody parented their kids that way when we were that age.
Absolutely. And nothing ever happened. If you went to a teacher, they'd be like, well, why would you wear a skirt to school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, my God. The fucking rules about the clothes we could wear.
Oh, my God. I one time had a teacher make me staple my shirt to my jeans.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
Wow, and then that person should be arrested.
I also got sent home for wearing a mini skirt with brown leggings. Like full, like not even sheer leggings from Hollister that went all the way down to my ankles. She's like, I don't know what it is about this, but yeah, you definitely can't wear this.
I just don't like this look, so I'm sending you home. Like, go get a new outfit.
Yeah. I was like, I'm... Again, showing less skin than if I were just wearing a pair of shorts.
This is unlocking so many memories. Yeah. I mean, this is like, I feel like this is another, like, I know we're like getting away from body image, but like this is another part of... But I think this is a part of body image. Yeah, it's like part of
the way that we're treated and we're made to seem like our bodies should be hidden and like...
Like it's so shameful.
So shameful to have skin. It's so shameful to have knees.
Yeah. Well, and it's like it's your fault if like guys are being creepy and doing sketchy things because you're wearing a skirt. Like you're like bringing it upon yourself. It's like, what the fuck? Like
I feel like it is definitely entwined with this like body image stuff. True. So it's like you're growing up thinking you're a fucking slut, thinking you're a skank, and then also being like idolizing these women who are skinny and look like the skanks you want to be. Yes. Like, you know?
Yeah. I also always had this feeling that like it was like cute if like a really skinny girl wore like revealing clothes, but like on me it looked kind of like nasty because I was curvy, you know?
Yeah.
And like just like to be clear, like I still have like thin privilege. Like I'm still considered thin by like society standards, but I have like an ass and I have like hips, and I think like at the time I thought I was fat because those were like the messages I was receiving, and like that like this idea that like it was just like so gross for me to show my skin, and like everything looked like really vulgar on me was how I felt, and like just had this like so much like shame around like showing my body and like what my body looked like and like it not being right. And then like also, you know, anytime I hooked up with a guy, shame around that. So it was just like everything, like our bodies are just like a pit of shame. Yeah.
A pit. Yes.
Yeah. And then like I actually learned about making yourself throw up from the Gossip Girl books. Did you guys read those books?
I did not read
I didn't read the books. Like, I've seen Gossip Girl.
Yeah. Well, Blair is bulimic in the books. And, like, she describes it in, like, pretty specific detail, which I now realize is fucked up because there are so many teenagers reading these books.
They're probably like, oh, wow, that sounds simple.
Yeah, it's easy. I mean, and I was like, I'm going to try it, you know? I remember so vividly, like, my best friend at that age was, like, so skinny. She hadn't gone through puberty yet, and I had, and I was, like, so jealous of her, and we were all hanging out in Oysterville, in where my family used to be like a family cabin, and now it's where my grandpa lives. But we were up there for like a weekend in the summer, and I was with my best friend and her siblings and all of our parents, and I was like, we were eating, and I was like, I'm just gonna go try it in the bathroom, and like it was so easy, and I was like, why haven't I been doing this all along? You know, like I can be like the skinny girl I want to be. And it just like started this like long journey for me of being bulimic it was like, I was heavily bulimic until I was 18. And it's just crazy now to think that that's like my whole teenage years were shaped by that, by like living that way and like denying myself like nutrition and like, I don't know. I feel like I have, like, in a lot of ways recovered, but then my therapist tells me that I still have an eating disorder in some ways because of how much I think about food. So it's like, you know, I feel like it's this thing where you can like do so much work and you can like stop doing the behaviors, but like the mentality that we have from like growing up in that time and just from like all the shame of everything, like I feel like some of that stuff like never fully goes away, you know?
I don't think it does. I don't. I still think about food. I'm like, when I'm gonna like make my breakfast, I'm like, ooh, this is really carb heavy. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I just want to like make a breakfast that I want to eat and not have to like think about, ooh, is there enough carbs in this? Ooh, is there too much fat? Like, is it balanced?
I know.
Like, no, sometimes I just want to wake up and have some fucking Reese's Puffs with my kids and not be like, welp, I've derailed my whole life over this.
God, I know. It's so hard though. It's like you can want it so bad, but like the like emotion around it and like the shame around it, I feel like is so ingrained. It's like I know there are people who are like have like total freedom around food, but I feel like those people have done more work than I'll probably ever do.
It takes a lot of work. I mean, we'll probably be in our 50s finally like, yay, food does not control me.
I hope so, because like when you see someone's grandma who's like 80 and she's like, oh, I'm being so bad, I'm gonna have a piece of cake. I wanna be like, bitch, live your life. Like, you are fucking 80. Like, just eat the cake. Like,
but then you also have to say that to yourself.
I know. That's the thing is I'm like, well, it's okay for me now because I'm in my 30s. But, like, you're old, so you should be better.
It's applicable to every age.
Yeah.
Every single age.
I know.
It's interesting, though, back then with all the crazy, like, skinny stuff that was getting thrown out and, like, these idols, you know, that you just brought up. Also, like, I feel like the food culture at the time was, like, that was very heavy into like when everything was like low fat. You know?
Yeah.
And
my
like,
mom had low fat everything. Everything in our fridge was a chemical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it was like my mom only ate like I do think my mom had a eating disorder, and it like so my body image issues are so different because I grew up very thin. I was always thin. My high school, I was even thinner in high school because I just smoked cigarettes all the time instead of like eating. Like I did not, you know, I ate to live. I did not live to eat. You know, like I do now. So I was very small, but then my mom was always like, oh my God, you're so skinny. Like, you're so lucky. Like, really ingrained that was my worth.
For sure.
Yeah. And then I would always have boys tell me, oh, your body's so fine, but oh, you got a butter face. They would always...
The butter face thing. That was such a thing.
Yes. I got called ugly all the time. Like, oh yeah, I'd fuck you if you had a bag over your head. I had... Guys tell me that.
Who is he? Yeah. I will go fuck him up right now. Give me his name.
I can definitely resonate with you on the butterface. I feel like that was my like high school.
You guys are both so beautiful. Like,
but this is the shit that like.
Sorry, I just screamed.
No.
You're like sick. No, the butterface has traumatized me.
Oh, same.
Because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm skinny and I have a nice body, but I'm absolutely fucking fugly. And then that was like the only time at home I was ever praised for was the way my body looked. But my mom would always say stuff like, I love you, but I don't like you. Like, you're not a friend of mine. I would never hang out with you. She just said all this wild stuff. So the only thing that I like equated my worth to was my body.
Being skinny.
Was being skinny. I'm like, well, that's all I got.
Well,
everybody thinks I'm a slut. Everybody thinks I'm ugly. My own mom doesn't fucking like me. So I'm going to be a slut and I'm going to wear these clothes that make me, you know, flaunt my body.
Oh, and it's so conditional too, because it's like you're a teenager. So of course your body is going to change. You know, you're not done developing and growing and you're not like fully a woman yet. And like, like if that's what your value is, like, of course, like as soon as you gain a pound, you're going to be like, well, I'm worthless now.
Yeah. And that was like where all my value was.
Yeah.
I just existed in this body. So it wasn't until I had kids that all changed. So, and then that's when I feel like I really realized, you know, ooh, like thin privilege and all that stuff. And then when I had kids too, thinness was still like the thing. And all my friends who had babies bounced right back. And so when I had Ezra, I gained like almost 70 pounds. And I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'll be fine right after. But the thing is, I did not bounce back. And even my mom, when I saw her after giving birth to him, was like, oh, you're fat now. Like, that is like verbatim what she said.
God. You're like postpartum. Is she just saying that?
I weighed 125 pounds postpartum. But like to me, I was like, oh my God, I've gained, like, because I was 103 pounds when I went in, like, when I got pregnant, and they're like, oh, you need to gain weight. And I'm like, yeah, probably. So yeah, I was only 125, and she was like, oh, you're fat now. So then, and then I also had friends being like, oh yeah, you'll bounce back. Just like eat right and work out. Like all this stuff, like right after giving birth that like I did not need to be hearing.
Yeah, just like that's not what matters at that point in life.
So there was just a lot of negativity around that. And then I felt like from that point, so that was like 18 to like 28 was me just always in some variation of a diet. And just absolutely destroying myself over what I'm eating, the fact that I'm not losing weight. Like, it was awful. And then it sucked too, because there was a point where I did lose weight because I was under a lot of stress with my old business that I did. And I did lose about 30 pounds. And then I got praised to high heavens. Oh my God, like, you look so beautiful. How did you lose all that weight? Oh my God, you're so dedicated. No, I was so anxious. I wasn't eating and I was having diarrhea every 5 seconds. I was losing weight because I was very mentally unwell. Yeah. But then I was like, oh, it's great because I'm skinny. Yeah, I'm sure my organs were like, stop it, help me.
Please feed us.
Yeah. We need food. You need to stop having diarrhea, but you can't because you're so anxious.
It's so funny how people like see certain changes in your body and interpret them a certain way. And like, this is not like about weight, but like last year I was going tanning. I was like tanning in the tanning bed a lot. You guys probably remember because I was getting ready for my wedding and I didn't want to do a spray tan and stain my dress. And I had so many comments from people who were like, you look so happy, you're just glowing. And it was like just so funny because it's like, I'm literally just tan. Like, I am tan and you are interpreting it as like this emotional thing. And it's not like I was unhappy or anything, but it's just like, I was pretty stressed planning the wedding. Yeah. Like, I mean, it was like, yeah, I'm the same. I'm literally just tan. Like, I'm not like, But people like kind of like create this like meaning without even realizing that they're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you must be doing so well because you've lost so much weight. You know, you must be
I'm
so
like
happy.
Literally not sleeping at night. Fucking not eating. Literally, like, I would have to force myself to eat at that point.
Yeah. I just realized we should put at the beginning of this episode a trigger warning for eating disorder talk.
Yes.
And I also just want to say, like, about the bulimia stuff, because I feel like I kind of glossed over, like, oh, it was so easy to just become bulimic. It is really fucking hard on your body. It's horrible for you. It, like, your throat hurts all the time. Your fingers are, like, cut up all the time. You, like, your skin looks like shit. You're just, like, unwell. You're not getting any nutrients. And, like, it can kill you a lot faster than you think, because like, I know people think, well, with eating disorders, you're only going to die if you, like, waste away into nothing. And, like, a lot of the time, like, people who are bulimic don't get, like, quite so emaciated as someone who is anorexic. But you can die because you are fucking up the electrolytes in your body, and your body is not, like, you don't have, like, potassium, you don't have, like, certain things that you need to, like, keep your heart beating are not in your body when you're making yourself throw up all the time. And I was hospitalized when I was 18 because I was, like, almost dead. And I looked like a normal weight for my body, like on the smaller end of normal for me, which I don't even know. Is it okay to say normal? I looked like...
I mean, I think people, like, understand what that means, you know, for, like, society-wise, like, normal,
yeah, I looked like society standards. Nobody would look at me and be like, oh, that girl is dying, you know? Yeah. But I was, and, like, my heart rate was, like, so low that, like, they were like, you could die in your sleep, like, we need to monitor you, and... So I had to stay for a week in the hospital until they, like, stabilized me. And then I had to go to, like, really intensive, like, therapy and have, like, doctor's appointments every week after that. And that was, like, how I started recovering from my eating disorder. And, like, all of that was because my dad, like, he found, like, puke evidence in the toilet, basically, and was like, we're going to the doctor. Like, wow. you need to at least get a checkup and, like, see if you're okay. And then the doctor, like, they basically, like, admitted me after the checkup. But it was like, and it was a really hard journey after that. Like, there were so many times where I, like, relapsed and I, like, would, you know, go, like, a year without throwing up and think that I was recovered, and then, like, something would happen and I would do it again, or, like, I would go through periods of doing it again. And, like, now it's been, like, many years since I've done it, but, like, I just want to say, like, if there's anybody listening who's like, I don't want to make it sound like it's easy or fun, or that there's, like, it's worth it in any way, because it took over my life and almost killed me. And I've been recovering from it longer than I was ever even doing it. And, like, I just don't want anybody else to ever have to do that. Like, and I recently watched some documentary where they said that, like, eating disorders are, like, more common now in teenage girls than they were back then, which is so crazy to me, because I feel like body positivity and, like, the whole, like, movement towards, like, self-love and, like, accepting ourselves the way we are and, like, saying fuck you to like the beauty standards feels so much like more powerful now than it was back then. But like because of other things that like young girls see, like this shit is still fucking happening.
It is, because I feel like with us, I feel like in our 30s the body positive like movement resonates with us, but when I'm actually looking at the content like Oscar's little sister like consumes, it's all these little skinny TikToker girls who are using Facetune. And, like, even the Kardashians, they really, like, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's, like, curvy, like, but skinny. And it's...
Yeah, you still have to be snatched.
You have to have a BBL.
You still have to have a flat stomach and, like, a tiny waist.
And everyone, like, everything that people see on Instagram is so edited. Like, we obviously know we edit photos all day long. But it's, like, it's so fucking edited. Now you can edit videos to make you look, like, you know, it's, like, it's so crazy what people actually look like and what they think that their favorite people that they see online look like.
Well,
when
I mean,
it's like they don't
if you
look
even think
like
about
that.
how sad is it that Billie Eilish like hid her body for so long because she didn't want to be absolutely massacred by people over her body.
And she's had to deal with a lot of the slut shaming too, because she is like curvy, and people like when she did that cover of the Vogue cover where she was wearing like the corset and like showing cleavage, there was definitely like backlash of people being like, this is like slutty, like she, you know,
so stupid.
Not, and I don't think like people use the word slutty as much now, but just like, you know, criticizing her for being like a bad role model, and just it's just like you can't win.
No, you get criticized for like being conservative, you get criticized for showing your body, you get criticized for like anything that you do. It's like,
that's why you should just do exactly what you want to, because people are gonna fucking hate on you no matter what you do. So just do what makes you happy. That's why I really try and force myself to post my pole videos, because like every time I like do a pole class and I take a video, I do it because I like to see my progress, and like it's fun for me. And then whenever I like go to post a video, I'm like, oh, people are gonna think I'm like, I want attention, or I'm like, they're gonna think this is like slutty, or like I'm showing my body too much. And then it's like, but like this makes me happy, and like there's nothing wrong with like showing my body. There's nothing wrong with me like dancing and enjoying it and like wanting to share that with other people. This is like empowering to me. It's made me feel good, and like I want my followers to see that. But like I have that thought every single time of like, oh, should I not do it? Like, and people gonna like judge me? You know?
I'm pretty sure that's probably how our clients feel
for sure
about coming and getting a session done.
I mean, I was terrified at first when like my photos of me were like on our Naked Peach account and stuff, because I was just like, oh my god, like if I ever do want to go back into tech, like as soon as these photos are online, I'll never be able to go back into tech, or I'll never be able to, you know, just like I can never like run for office in the future. Not that I want to. Just like really stupid stuff, but I'm just like, oh my god, like
Anna
these
for
photos.
president.
Yeah. I literally can't.
Sure, Anna for president.
I wasn't born here, so I can't be president.
You can't.
Really? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, you have to be born.
Yeah.
In America. Yeah. But no, I was so scared to have them out on the internet, and it's like, it's so stupid, because even now, sometimes I'll go to post like one of my photos and I'm like get a little nervous or something, but I'm like, why is it that I internally like feel scared that like I can't be like a sexy woman and have these photos of me, and also like be, you know, work really hard at my job, be a mom, be like all these, like I'm a very like, there's a lot of parts of my life, and like I can be all parts of that and it's fine, but I feel like women are told like not to. It's like you can be sexy, but only like so sexy. It's like as soon as you like,
or like you can be sexy, but that's all you get to be.
Yeah.
You don't get to be a mom, and if you are a sexy mom, then you're a slut and you're a bad role model.
Yeah, you're a horrible mother.
I see that with like all of my stripper friends. Like the backlash they get. They're like, how can you be a parent if you're out doing that at night? And it's like, what? Like these things don't even overlap. That's like saying like, oh, you're a mom, but you have sex with your partner. Like those things are not the fucking same.
There's no correlation. Yeah, it's just like, it's so fucked up.
And like back to the Kardashians, like there's a lot of issues with the Kardashians, but one thing that I do appreciate about stuff I see from Kim is that Kim will literally in like one day post stories about her Skims line. She'll post like a thirst trap of herself, she'll post a photo of her with her kids, and then she'll like post something about like some of the lawyer stuff she's doing. And I'm like, yeah, Kim, do you? Like, you're just doing it all, and like, good for you. Like, this is good that it's out there, because at the end of the day, it's like, you can be all of that, you know?
Yeah.
And look at you, you're super successful. Like, problematic, but you're crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might tell, I think she had an interview where she said, like, her body was attainable and anybody could do it. And then I was like, okay,
Kimberly.
go to bed.
Yeah.
Go to night, Grandma.
Yeah.
I'll work it.
If everyone has like a personal chef, a personal trainer,
she has like 6 nannies,
a bunch of nannies, a bunch of like access to any surgery or any like thing that you want done.
I bet if she was literally like, oh, I want to get this surgery done this week, any surgeon would like clear their schedule, and she has like all this money to do whatever she wants.
They probably have a surgeon. That's just like the Kardashian surgeon. That's just on call.
It's crazy. And they still edit their photos.
Yeah, they still edit their photos.
And that was like that huge thing with like Khloe's picture that came out that was unedited. Why does this have to be a huge thing?
Yeah.
That she even had to address it.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that she is even so disgusted by that photo of herself, you know, where it's like that just goes to show how fucked up everyone's body image is, you know? It's like, and she's talked about her journey with like self-love and her body. And
I mean, hers is so bad. Yeah. I feel awful for her. The things that people said about her, I don't know, not even the black sheep, but like the ugly duckling of like your family, and have people like, I feel like she's ripped apart the most. And then people wonder like, oh, like why does she stay with Tristan? I'm like, because y'all treat her like shit. She probably thinks she doesn't fucking deserve anything better.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like,
yeah.
Okay, society. They're like, okay, don't take that shit. Well, she's taking all the shit from you guys.
True. Very true. And it's like, even if people don't like, she's not being like listed as like the ugly one in like magazines and stuff now, it's like that stuff from years ago, you still internalize it. And it's like, you can't just like forget it that ever happened.
I mean, I feel like it's the same stuff that we went through, like
the
a lot of magazines.
thing.
Yeah. Butterface.
Dude. Okay, speaking of the butterface, so my major issue when I was like in middle school and high school, and still sometimes, but I try, is like, I have very dark body hair, like just in general. And I like had a mustache for the longest time growing up. I like literally had my mom help me get laser like mustache, like laser removal in 8th grade because I was like getting made fun of so much and it was like so terrifying. But remember how last week we talked about that abstinence only person that came and talked to our middle school?
Yeah.
So Sierra and I went to the same middle school. People don't know. There was literally, okay, so this was like the most mortifying thing that happened. But at one part of his speech, he's talking about some like middle school couple or whatever, and how like there was some middle school couple, he's telling some story, and like the guy said something to the girl about like basically like her being super hairy. As soon as he said that, we're all in the bleachers, me and all my friends, literally all of my friends turn around and look at me. And I'm like, I like wanted to die because it's like something, you know, and people like obviously had been made fun of me for it like for a long time. Like I literally used to get called like Rafiki. I was like so fucked up, right?
Oh,
so
Anna.
No, it's horrible. And so I got that. I felt a lot better, but I was also so terrified when I got the laser removal because I was like, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, this will be like a gradual thing, and then like eventually it'll just like go away and it like won't be a big deal. But when you get laser, you have to like shave everything, and then like you get your laser, and then you keep going every month, and then it's like less and less. So like I was so terrified that like, okay, I'm gonna shave it, and I'm gonna go back to school on Monday, and everyone's gonna be like, you know, like what's happening? Which that wasn't the biggest deal. I feel like not that many people noticed or like really talked about it that much, but it was like so internal. And then I just feel like growing up, it was always something where I'd like look at people's faces and I'd just be like, oh my God, like I want like their peach fuzz. Like it's like you can't see it. You can't, you know, like whatever. And I was like so terrified of like, I would put Nair on my stomach to like it's not even like my stomach hair is like crazy. It's just darker. It's like black. And I would like, and then Nair would like burn off my fucking skin, and I like itching my skin, and like,
oh my
it
God,
hurt so bad. It was psychotic. Like,
all I can see is just this little baby Anna naring off all her fucking hair before school in the bathroom.
Dude, so bad.
So you got laser hair removal like young?
On my mustache, yeah. And then
I must say, that's really nice of your mom.
It was.
My mom
really
probably
nice
would have been
of
like,
her.
just fucking shave it.
No, because
Yeah,
I would
that
come
was
home
very nice of
crying.
her.
Like I would be so like sad and like upset, and I think she could just like she would help me like pluck my unibrow, which was nice because it was like really bad in the beginning.
Aw, your mom.
Yeah. But then
That's nice.
actually a couple years ago I went and I started getting like full face laser basically, well like from like here down kind of thing.
from your eyes down.
Yeah, not the eyebrows. Obviously you don't want to get rid of the eyebrows.
I want to get laser so bad because I get the worst ingrown hairs on my legs and my bikini line. It's the back of my thighs. Like it's like my basically the hair from here to here is all pubic hair. It's all core. Like I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that the people listening can't see what we're doing, but I'm talking like from my like hip to my knee basically. It's like all the same like coarseness, and so like when I shave, it's like I'm, you know, my whole leg is my bikini line, and it all gets ingrowns. And I also heard that it grows back if you get pregnant sometimes when you get laser. So I'm waiting until after I have kids to do it.
That's smart.
But sorry, I don't mean to take away from you.
No, you're fine. No, I want to laser my entire body. Like I also would do you remember those machines that were like it would like pluck out your hair basically?
Oh, dude, those are fucking terrible. Yes.
Yeah, it like I don't know how to explain it. Like it,
I forgot
like
what kind of razor it
machine?
is.
Yes.
But no, like people use these all the time. But you just like glide it on your skin and it just it's like getting your fucking like threaded.
Yeah.
But it's like threading your whole
I know I've seen infomercials about this.
Yeah, I would used to do that on my arms, and I would be like in excruciating pain, but I would be like, at least I like look like
You're
my
like,
friends.
it's worth it.
Like psychotic behavior.
Isn't it crazy
and
all
kids
these
are so
experiences
rude.
we had?
Yeah. Oh, and then I had a big nose, so I'd like get made fun of my big nose, and so I was like literally, I got
made fun of for my nose too.
I'm like a butterface. I hate everything about myself, but it's like whatever. Like I'm just.
Oh, am I big? Because I had a unibrow too.
Yeah.
A full blown, and I started getting made fun of that in 4th grade, and I got my eyebrows waxed for the first time in 5th grade. 5th grade.
Oh my god,
so
that's
sad.
so young.
That is a baby.
That's
I
so
couldn't
sad.
imagine, like Elliot's in 5th grade, being like, "Mom, take my eyebrows. Like, I need to get my eyebrows waxed." I'd be like, "Bitch, what?"
Yeah. But now, like, eyebrows are in, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the stupid shit. It's like you would get made fun of for having bushy eyebrows like 12
And now
years
we
ago.
have them.
And now probably kids with really sparse eyebrows get made fun of.
Probably, yeah.
Or they're like filling them in like crazy.
Yeah. It's just all so arbitrary.
It's like crazy when you think about how much like time you think about your body and your looks, and just think about like if you didn't think about that stuff, what could you accomplish? What would that like all the things that, you know, like even me, like I like want to post my outfit, but I'm like, oh, I'm not wearing any makeup, or oh, my bedroom's a little messy. Mm-hmm. Oh, not gonna post today. Well, like, what if I just didn't give a fuck? Like, what if I just did it? Like,
Yeah.
Or like the stuff that you think is so horrible, but then it's like nobody else sees it. Like literally nobody else. Like I also had like crazy acne for like the vast majority of my life until like maybe a couple years ago, and I finally figured out how to deal with it. And it's like now when like someone's like, oh my god, your skin is like looks so nice today, I'm like internally I'm like thank you, but then I'm like, no, like they're fucking lying to me, like they're just like my skin is so gross, because it's like I'm so blocked of like all this stuff.
Well, yeah, true. So I had horrible acne growing up too, and it wasn't until I got on birth control that I got better. Dude, my life was just shit before birth control. I had the worst periods, but I got made fun of for my acne so bad. It started in 5th grade when my period came, and I'm talking full face, huge zits. And I remember we were like playing football with the boys, and I'm like, oh my god, thinking I'm so cute. And this one guy was like, maybe if I throw this football at your face, maybe it'll pop one of your huge zits. And I replay that shit at least like once a week.
God.
Kids are so fucking rude.
And I thought this guy was so hot.
Of course.
My little 11-year-old ass. I was like, damn, that boy's fine. And then after that, I was like, well, I'm never talking to him again.
I hate that. I hate that.
Well, I'm glad you never talked to him again.
Yeah. But the acne thing, yeah. Like, and people are like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. And I'm like, I don't think you know what I have been through.
Yeah.
With this.
Oh my god, you guys, this just unlocked a core memory of this time where I was in the shower, and this was like right at the age where I was like starting to get acne, and there was a loofah in the shower, like not a puffy loofah, but like one of those hard, like natural loofahs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And I like felt this little bump on my nose, and I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the loofah, because this is for scrubbing things, and I'm gonna scrub my nose. So I start scrubbing, and like at first I touch it and I'm like, oh, it's so smooth, it's working. And then I start to feel bumpy again, and I'm like, oh, I need to scrub more. And so I keep going back and forth.
I think we
scrubbing
both told each other a similar story.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know, and just like basically rubbing my nose raw because I keep feeling bumps. And it's because it's my skin peeling off. Like I'm feeling the bumpy skin peeling off. And like at some point I give up and I'm like, okay, I need to get out of the shower. And I like look in the mirror and my nose is bright red because I've taken off like layers and layers of skin. It's like basically like my organs underneath showing.
Rudolph.
Yeah, Rudolph.
Yeah. And I like show my dad and he's like, oh, Tay, that's not for your face. And we had to go to a funeral that day.
Oh,
so I had to go to a funeral for like my great aunt with this bright red nose. And I just like, I feel like it's just so symbolic of like, you know, this quest for perfection that is just not achievable.
Yeah, no.
I remember you telling me this story because I told you about my story. That would just happen after the football experience where he told me that maybe if he throws it at my face, all my zits will pop. So what do? I go home and I'm shaving my eyebrows.
Of course.
As you do.
As you do. I'm shaving my eyebrows and my face. But then I like shaved over and a zit popped. So then I shaved all the zits off my face.
I forgot about this story. You're like, this is what I need to do.
And like, so I get done and I'm like, oh, it's looking good.
You're just bleeding all over the place.
Was it like that episode or that scene in The Grinch when he like has all like the dots of toilet paper on his face?
Really, like nothing was bleeding at this point, but like, you know when like, probably like your nose is very shiny?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Very
like,
tight, shiny. It was like your clit when you had your swollen pussy.
So, I'm crying. So, yeah. The next day I wake up, my whole scabs everywhere. Just everywhere. And then I remember you being like, what happened? And I was like, yeah, I was running and I ran straight to a tree. And people bought it.
I just accidentally ran into a tree.
And all I'm thinking, I was like, oh my God, why did I think it was a good idea to shave off all my zits?
No.
My face.
I could see myself doing something like that too.
Yeah.
I mean, just the things you do when you're young and you just want to look good and you don't understand
While I'm shaving
what
my
it takes.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like, red flag number one.
No.
Okay, another time, you guys, I was trying to get rid of my baby hairs and I had nail clippers.
No.
In the mirror, just like, oh, I'm gonna just trim these down with my fucking nail clippers. My family was all downstairs watching a movie, and I like gone upstairs to go to the bathroom. And I started this haircut project secretly.
How old are you?
I'm like 10. I'm putting on my baby hairs with nail clippers, and then all of a sudden I realized I've given myself full-on fucking bangs that are like half an inch long, just these tiny little bangs.
Oh my God, I'm crying.
And I would pay to see this. I need to look and see if there are old pictures from that time.
Oh my God.
Being a woman is the worst.
It's so bad. Well, and I don't know about YouTube, but like I feel like because I was so insecure and so like I thought all these horrible things about myself, it made me so hungry for attention from boys.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
and I
that's
was
all
just
I wanted.
Like,
And
that's all I wanted.
I didn't get any
Just wanted to be
attention.
validated.
Yeah.
And I didn't get any positive attention at home. Like my mom was always like, dude, I don't fucking like you. You suck ass. Get away from me. And so I was like, so like all I wanted to do was just like get the attention of boys. Like I was boy fucking crazy.
Yeah, same.
I'm like, as soon as they call me pretty, I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I'm fucking you. Like I'm gonna suck your D.
Yeah.
For sure. My 13-year-old ass.
I mean,
So bad.
when you're so convinced that you're just like this hideous monster, it's like, and a guy tells you you're pretty or gives you this validation, like seems attracted to you, it's like, oh my God, well, I don't know if anybody else is going to feel this way. Like,
Yeah.
I need to like, it's
I
like,
need to
like,
jump
I feel
on
like
this
My type was
opportunity.
literally someone who liked me because
Yeah.
I thought that I had no options.
Oh yeah. Well, and like that whole pickup artist thing with like negging girls
Yes.
and whatever. Like I feel like that shit like worked on me for so long, like in like
Yeah.
that era of my life, like middle school, like high school, even like early college, whatever, just because it's like any kind of attention I was getting, I was just like, oh, like maybe I am pretty. Maybe like it's like all these things are so like fucked up inside me, but like, okay, whatever. Like he's telling me I'm pretty, like I'm
Yeah.
gonna be nice to
And
him.
then like if there was a guy who would like kind of like give me compliments but also be mean to me, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna try to really get him to like me.
oh yeah.
You know? And then
it's
that
so
was like my
sad.
life's mission. And I feel like, wow, I should have just been like focusing on my friendships in school instead of like, how can I get this guy to like want to fuck me even though I was a virgin?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, and then afterwards it'd be so shitty because they'd be like, oh, that girl's a slut.
Yeah.
She's such a hoe.
Yeah.
Like,
I literally this is so fucking crazy, but freshman year of high school, I had this. So I went to one high school, and then I had this friend that was like in the neighborhood who went to another high school, and we were talking about something like school had just started. It had been like 2 weeks of school, and she's like, "Oh yeah, someone that is that goes to your high school told me that like you have a reputation for being easy." I had literally only made out with one guy at this point. I'm like, it's like week 2 of like freshman year of high school, and it wasn't true. I barely had friends. I barely knew anyone. Like, I don't, whatever. It was like that weird time that
she probably made it up.
Yeah.
But she said this thing, and it was so like ingrained in me for so long through high school, and I was like, oh my God, like people think this about me. Like, I don't even know how this could have like gotten out or who's like spreading rumors or whatever. And like that year I had this like guy take me to homecoming. He was like new to the school. I really liked him, and randomly he like asked me out, which was just psychotic because like I said, one, I was not cute at that time, and two, like he was cute, and then went on to have like a lot of popular friends that whatever, like he's a fucking asshole now. I hate him, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, back then.
Did he peak in high school?
To be fair, I don't know that much about him, but later on through life, he was like, I had dated one of his friends for a really long time, and then he was like really, really fucked up to me when the breakup happened. But that was like way later. Anyway, so he like, we're just getting to know each other. He asked me out to homecoming, and I was like, wow, like this is incredible. Like this guy's so nice and he's so cute and he really likes me. And he like tried to kiss me a few times that night, and I really wanted to kiss him, but like I didn't because I was like, people are already saying I'm easy. Like I can't just like kiss. And it's just like this dumbass shit. Like who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Like I should have kissed him on homecoming. Like it doesn't fucking matter. And it's like whatever. But it's just like these dumb things that then I would tell myself and be like, well now I can't do anything because of this. And it's so fucking stupid. And it's like, yeah, my friend just like made that up. Like, who the fuck cares?
Like who even said that?
Nobody said
probably.
that. Literally nobody said that. Nobody knew me. Like
I'm not gonna lie. Girls were so nasty.
Yeah.
Like in 8th and 9th grade, I swear to God, like my friend group was so toxic. Like it would be like we'd all be BFFs, but then like one person would start talking shit and then they'd all like retaliate or form a mutiny against one girl, isolate her, and then like 1 week later like act like nothing happened. And that happened like every other fucking week. I feel like I was fighting for my goddamn life. But then I think it was after my freshman year, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like y'all can fuck off and do this on your own. I'm not hanging out with you anymore.
I feel like I was so desperate to be like validated by boys and also to be cool that I just like hung out with girls who I really didn't like and who were like mean and sort of treated me like they were doing me a favor by hanging out with me.
Yeah.
Because I just was like, I just wanted to be in their presence and be like, well, she's popular, so if I hang out with her, then I'm popular and I'm cool. And like imagine how much better my life would have been if I had just hung out with the people that I had a good time with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, but I was like, no, I have to be in this like crew, I have to be popular. I have to be cool. And like, for what? Like, I still felt like everyone hated me. People still talk shit about me. Like, there was no value in being popular.
Were you like popular in high school?
Yeah, I was, but I hung out with the popular kids.
Yeah.
But I never felt like I was popular. Like, I didn't feel like I was, like, well-liked. Or,
but
like,
on
you
the
were
outside,
the in girl. I think I was, like, sort of notorious because I was, like, one, I was a teenage alcoholic. For anybody listening who doesn't know, I'm sober now. I got sober when I was 18. High school was a very dark time for me. I was bulimic. I was an alcoholic. Like, my life was out of control. And a lot of my friends drank really heavily, too. And I feel like I was sort of, like, had, like, a reputation.
Okay.
And people knew who I was. But I don't think I was, like, people weren't like, oh, I want to be her. But I had a lot of friends that people were like, I want to be like her.
You were like in the crowd, the popular crowd.
I had the same experience too, except for I found out early on I did not want to be friends with them anymore. And I stopped. So like my junior year through senior year, I just did whatever the fuck I wanted.
See, I didn't have the ability to like listen to myself like that when I was that age. And I feel like it took me so long.
I think it was my fear because I did not drink or do drugs in high school because I was scared. My mom had put that fear in me. Like, dude, she's like, people die all the time. And I was like, dude, y'all are dumb.
Yeah.
So all I did was just, smoke cigarettes and kill my life. And they were just like so mean and I was just like tired of it.
Yeah.
I was like tired of every other week being like out of nowhere, I'm going to beat your ass. I'm like, what?
Well, I feel like that shows like a certain like sort of strength of character of like knowing yourself and knowing some amount of worth that you had by being like, I'm not going to hang out with these people because they're mean,
Yeah.
And that's like, I think, I don't know. I feel like some people look for that their whole lives and don't find it, Like,
well, thank you. 'Cause that was a really, really hard time in my life.
Yeah.
But I knew that, hanging out with those people made me feel like absolute shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We can delve into this on other podcast time.
You know what this conversation made me realize? This doesn't have anything to do with high school, but I have never posted a picture of my like ass, like one of my boudoir pictures on my Instagram. Like I've only ever posted ones where it's like mostly just like a beauty shot, you know?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it's because there's still that part of me that's like, oh, it's vulgar and like, it's like...
It was the hottest ass I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
it's our favorite ass.
It's like, I feel like it's this thing that like I think a part of me is still like embarrassed about. And I still have like work to do around that.
I don't think I have either, actually. I don't
Your
think
video that you just made, that reel that like did really well.
That's right. But that was the first time I posted one of my own like thirst traps.
I've never posted a thirst trap on my feed.
Wow.
You need to. Maybe we all need to do it more.
We do.
Well, okay, and I guess this will kind of wrap this up a little bit, but I feel like this whole conversation too, just like every time our clients are with us, right, and we're talking to them about all of their insecurities and everything that they have going on, and then we like show them the photos and we're like, look how beautiful you are, look how incredible you look, and like, and we're not lying, like, you know,
they are.
They're incredible, and we believe that, and we see it, and
and the reason we do what we do is because like we truly feel that.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
It's like, it's not like, oh, this gimmick of like we're just telling women they're beautiful because that's what they want to hear. It's like we genuinely see the beauty in every single client that we have, and like we feel like we get to make beautiful artwork with them. Well,
and then like they'll nitpick something. They'll be like, oh, like I don't like this part about, and I'm like literally looking at the photo and I'm like, I didn't see that at all.
Yes.
You know, but it's like, that is the shit I need to be telling myself every day, because all this stuff that I look at that I'm like, oh, that's so hideous. Nobody else even sees that when they look at it.
It's so hard to see ourselves that way because we have to like live with every single part of our body. You know, we see, like when your mirror's in front of the toilet and you just like see yourself after waking up and your like eyes are sunken in and you're like in your underwear and like after breastfeeding your baby and like one titty is out and you're just like, what is this?
I do feel like doing my first boudoir shoot with you, Sierra, was like, I feel like it like healed something in me to do that and like have that experience and have somebody be like, holy shit, you're so fucking hot, while you're just like there with your ass
your
out,
session
you know?
still has me unwell.
And like then you see the
your
photos.
gallery was like 120 pictures.
It was insane. You see the photos and you're like, oh my god, because you don't see yourself from all these angles, like you don't see yourself the way like other people see you, and you see these photos and you're like, oh my god, I had no idea that's what I looked like. And
I felt about my ass.
Yeah.
Because you just looking at your ass in the mirror when you're like looking back, you're like, oh yeah, it's like not the greatest.
Yeah.
But then when you see it in a picture that someone else took and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. You're like, no wonder my husband is obsessed with it.
Yeah. Like, look at that fucking dump truck.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell every client too. It's like, you might hate this, but all you've seen is photos that like someone takes of you, but that person like doesn't know how to take a photo. Doesn't
like,
know,
have
like,
you guys
what
ever
angle to
had
get
your
on.
partner take a nude of you?
Hideous.
Delete.
Hideous.
Burn it.
Yeah. But then I see my boudoir photos, I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like doing boudoir shoot and taking pole classes are on the same level of like making you see yourself in a new way. I would highly recommend both to everybody listening to this that's on a body image self-love journey.
Oh yeah.
Book a boudoir shoot, take a pole class, pop that pussy.
Words to live by. Should we talk about our obsessions?
I can start with mine. My newest obsession is brought to you in part by Taylor for turning me on to Newly, which is it's a subscription service, right? Is it a subscription?
Yeah, clothing rental subscription.
Yeah, so you rent like 6 pieces a month, and it's like $80 or $88 or something like that. But everything I've got, I've liked, even though I got these jeans and they're so wide. I pulled them out and Oscar was laughing so hard. He's like, those are fucking Jinko jeans. Those are fucking parachute pants. And I was honestly traumatized when I pulled them out. Because like the model was really tall. Like I think she was like 6 foot something in these pants. So they do look so different. But then I put them on and I was like, damn, those are bomb. They look really good. But I'm excited to wear it. But this weather is awful. But that's my newest obsession. I feel like I keep going online and like looking at their new stuff and like putting it in my closet.
My closet has hundreds of things in it.
Yeah, it's sick at night. I'm like, I'll just see if there's anything new.
Yeah. I feel like it feeds that sort of like shopping addiction of like, I need to like shop for new stuff without having to be like, okay, I need to check out and add to cart, because you know, like, okay, I can get this on my next rental, and like I feel like that's part of the saving money.
And it's
part.
like, and I get to like this jacket I got was $350, and I'm renting it for $13.
Yeah,
like okay,
it's incredible.
I don't have to commit, and like half the time when you even buy staple pieces, you know, sometimes like maybe the next year you might not like it as much, like you know, you don't know how much you're gonna wear it, so it's like for $350 if you're gonna wear it 10 times. it's not very worth it.
Yeah.
It's like if I have an occasion coming up, I could pick out something for that occasion.
Yeah.
And I don't have to like buy something expensive that I'm never going to wear again.
Exactly.
And this sounds like an ad, but it's not.
No, I just really like it.
It should be. So Nuuly, sponsor us.
Nuuly, we love you. Send us some fucking clothes because I'm looking bomb with my really cool outfits and my booger hair.
Okay, my obsession right now is it's 2. I did 2 last week too. This is probably going to be, I'm never going to be able to just narrow it down to 1.
It's okay.
But so Trader Joe's has its fall items back, and my first obsession is the pumpkin oat milk because it's so good, and I put it in my coffee in the morning, and it's just a little hint of pumpkin that makes me feel like I'm having my like fall moment.
Love.
And then the butternut squash mac and cheese from Trader Joe's. Have either of you had this?
No.
Well, you haven't had it.
Dairy.
It's dairy. It's so fucking good. It's mac and cheese, and there's like a little bit of butternut squash like in it. Like it must be like puree that they mix in with the cheese because it's not like chunks of butternut squash, but it just, you get like the cheese and the noodles, but you get like this little bit of butternut squash taste, and it's like, it's so fucking good. It's like my favorite fall thing. I wait for it all year, and they have it, and it's back, and I stocked up, and I'm very excited about it.
Okay, my obsession, this has been an obsession for a long time, so anyone that follows me on Instagram knows, but like I just restocked last night, but the Fine and Raw chocolate, they have this Nutella that's, I call it healthy Nutella because it doesn't have as many, it's only like 5 ingredients, and they're not like horrible for you. It's vegan, which is great for our vegan queens. And
I was hoping you'd order me one when I saw your order.
So I always order 3 at a time because then I get free shipping. So it's the best. And I haven't had it now in like months for some reason. I just like stopped. I don't know. I was stupid. So I restocked last night. It's coming. I'm so excited. I can't wait to eat it on everything. And I actually reuse the jars constantly because I heat up the baby's breast milk in the little jars before I put it in her bottle.
And you're exposing her to hazelnuts.
I mean, oh yeah, I guess through eating it.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, if they're eating it and like, you know.
Yeah, like me eating it and then her, like the breast milk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. Everyone needs to buy it though. It's the best. And they have like truffles too. They have chocolate bars. I've tried everything. It's all good. But the healthy Nutella is my favorite. Okay, where can people find us?
Okay, people can find us at Naked Peach Boudoir on Instagram and TikTok. And our VIP Facebook group is the Naked Peach Boudoir VIP Facebook group. You can find me at T-Smells with a Z on Instagram and TikTok.
You can find me at Anna McLaughlin Photo, and McLaughlin is McLaughlin.
And you can follow me at Sierra PDX, CIARRA PDX.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna shit my pants. I'm gonna shit my pants. I'm gonna shit my pants. I'm gonna shit my pants.